That's right, as we check out round one, heat number 5. It's a heavy one. All Australian matchup featuring a local boy from Coolangatta, Mick Fanning, 3-time world champ. Loves to come to play on his home court, taking on Matty Banting. Matt Banting got injured in his rookie year last season. Now he's back full-time with the WSL wildcard spot. And Wade Carmichael from Avoca Beach, the man who won the trials to get a spot in the main event while we were away. 3-time world champ Mick Fanning got a start.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, Mick, what a year he had last year. And, he's continuing that form. I've been seeing little snippets of his training regime. And I'll tell you what, he is as fit as he's ever been. Says he's only going to surf in 3 events this year, but what happens if he wins this one, Joe? We'll have to wait and see. Wade Carmichael, a new face on the tour. Just getting his year started here with a couple of waves. Some nice surfing from Wade, and you know the timing is everything out here at Snapper Rocks, and we just saw that from Medina's last wave. So all 3 guys getting up and riding. Matty Banting, been looking forward to seeing how he's back. Hurt his ankle with an aerial maneuver. I think it was at J-Bay.
That's right.
And well, he's back this year through the wildcard situation. This kind of wave suits his style of surfing. You know, he's grown a lot. He's put a lot of meat on his bones, and I'll be looking forward to see Matty Banting surfing in this event.
So all 3 surfers, all 3 Australians getting a start. Fanning with a 4, Carmichael Banting in the 3 range. Panned out shot of 2 guys getting underway. Carmichael on the finish on the inside corner, and Fanning wearing red out the back. Full wrap into the rebound section for the local boy. There's that classic body torque carve once again. Ditches the fins on the end section, and he's out of there. So we've got Fanning looking to take control, likes the quick start. As we know, he made the statement to just do select events this season. We're so happy that he'd be here for the start of a brand new year in 2016.
That was a tricky heat, you know. I didn't know where to sit because I got some good ones down here, and then I tried up there, and I don't know, I was kind of lost, and yeah, I just stuck to make through the heat.
And obviously your last 2 years on tour have been phenomenal, and you get to call this your job. So how excited are you for the 2016 season to kick off?
Oh yeah, so excited. I was home sitting, just having some holidays, you know, with the family, with my girlfriend, and I was just excited to put the jersey on and go there and put some battles on, and I don't know, just took to put it back.
And what are your goals for this year?
Goals? Same as everyone, I think. World title, and last year was pretty close. I ended up in third, and yeah, I had like half a year, pretty good year, and I don't know, just hope I don't do mistakes in the start of the year to fight for the title in the end of the year.
All right, Gabriel, we can't wait to see more of you in the event. Back to you, Joe.
Thank you very much, Rosie. Gabriel Medina looking very focused, has his game plan set as he watches Carmichael set up this inside corner. Wade now with a nice, beautiful flow and rhythm. This pocket starting opening up. Full wrap, big section off the lip, punches out the fins. Another wrapping cutback for Carmichael, and will float the finishing move. Carmichael started with the 3.5. That'll go into his second scoring ride as he looks to take the lead. A lot of real comfortable energy coming out of Medina Potts. Remember how the start of the season last year was a huge challenge, but it led to a huge comeback towards the back half of the year.
Yeah, well, he had you know, 2 different sort of parts of the year, didn't he? The beginning was a very slow start, and everyone was writing him off. I think he going into J-Bay is number 20 in the world, and by the end of the year he was fighting for another world title. So an absolute amazing comeback from Gabriel Medina. You know, just wants to fix that sort of beginning of the year up where he didn't, you know, he doesn't want to make too many mistakes early on and put himself in a good situation for later on.
As we see Matt Banting paddling back out, representing a place called Port Macquarie. As we know, Fanning's a local boy here at Coolangatta. Got in the car from Cooley, went to Port Macquarie, probably looking at about a 5.5-hour drive, and then to go to Wade Carmichael's zone on the central coast of New South Wales, probably about an 8-hour drive. But as you know, Potts, it's just riddled with beautiful waves. The Australian coastline is such an easy one to drive for a surfer. There's caravan parks. You can definitely surf by yourself if you want to around here.
Do you want to, Joe?
Sometimes.
Yeah, you know, I don't think, you know, obviously local knowledge will come into play a little bit here out at Snapper Rocks, but you know, all in all, these guys have surfed this wave a lot. They've surfed it enough to know it, and you know, pretty much all kinds of conditions. So to have a home court advantage out here would be pretty tricky.
Looking at Carmichael, what a epic last couple of months he's had in his career. The end of last season, he wasn't really thinking about the top 10 picture for qualifying. Then the Hawaiian Pro came to the table at Haleiwa and he won that thing. How'd you like that carve he just threw down?
Yeah, you know, you watch how he surfs. It's all off the back foot as well. He's got such a strong back foot. Doesn't really move that back foot off the pad. You know, you got the old school guys like Mick. Mick kind of moves his feet up and down the board a little bit more. You know, Mick surfing, you watch it, it's all core strength. And that's what he works on. You know, twisting those shoulders, opening those shoulders, like I like to say. Gets that board all the way back around, but Mick sort of adjusts his feet, slides them up and down the board, gets that body twisting, which really gets that board floating around right there. A lot of body action in Mick surfing, whereas Wade Carmichael, a little bit more sort of stock standard. Matty Banting, on the other hand, well, a little bit more flair as well. He's gotten a lot lankier. He's grown a lot, this kid, so he's got to try and fill into his body. I remember when Nicky Wood grew, you know, he got really tall, really fast, like Owen Wright's done, and then you've got to fill out. And I think that's where Matty Banting is at the moment. He's at that stage right now where he's starting to fill out. We're starting to see a lot more power. He's still got that zap, really elastic style surfing. And, well, he's got a good air game as well, so I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Also getting involved in the last exchange was Carmichael. Filled in the gaps pretty well to start putts.
Yeah, he does. I mean, you can see he's got a wider stance as well, which gives him that really low center of gravity, gives him a lot of stability, which equates to really powerful turns. So
he moving quickly here with an aggressive start from all three Aussie boys. Mick Fanning leading the charge with a 4 and a 7 back-to-back. Was a big one for him. That was his 21st CT win. Moved to 4 on the all-time win list. As we see Carmichael setting up an inside track, hard off the bottom, and a big hack off the lip for Wade. Big jam off the roof. There's a wrap right out in front for Wade Carmichael, and jams the tail release. Beautiful flow and rhythm, showcasing the power. Ton of control, throwing variety his way. That could be his best number so far. Well, he's got a 6.5 already, so he's knocking on the door of another good score. You know, it's from that Gosford area, Ross Clark-Jones territory. So maybe he's carrying that similar sort of, you know, Dayak warrior style attack. He's got the long hair and the beard, so he's got that wild man from Borneo look. But, you know, I love the way he surfs. You know, he's got that, like I said, he's got that low center of gravity. He's got a very heavy back foot. And what does that equate to? That equates to big turns like that. You need that power, you know, you need that low center of gravity to be able to unleash those big turns, feel that confident. And the wider the stance, Joe, it seems like to me that the more stability he's got through his turns and that ability to be able to just dig those fins in. As he draws off the bottom, you see his feet don't move. That back foot's still on the pad right there, and then he just jams that back foot in, blows the back of the wave out, and that is going to equate to big scores for Wade Carmichael. A lot wider stance than most guys, which I really enjoy watching. And the power that is involved in his surfing is, bar none, some of the best. Look at that right there, just gives it that extra little flick at the end. So Wade Carmichael bringing that form that he showed, winning the trials here, and he's really taken it to the former world champ, Mick Fanning. Look at the scores. So refreshing to see that power game executed by a wild card.
As they are each and every year, it gets better and better in this area.
Well, Peter, we're watching Mick Fanning out the back. We'll catch up with Pete in a moment here as we see him drift the tail out looking nice and solid and powerful. 2 big blows as Fanning's looking for an 8.44 to get his lead back. It's always interesting when Pete jumps in the locker room because people have their little unique traditions on how they prepare for heats. Some people like to wax their feet, listen to music. Mick Fanning was a guy that he can quiet the noise in front of thousands of people to prepare. We saw that last season. Well, let's see if he can quiet Wade Carmichael with this wave right here. Needs a big score. You know, and this is when Mick surfs at his best, when he's under pressure, lightning fast. And again, right there, you can see how that back leg bent. He just let those fins drift a little bit, took the pressure off that back foot, which created that slide across the lip. And that's the beauty of Mick Fanning surfing. He's just got every aspect of his game so under wraps. And that wave right there is definitely a huge comeback wave for Mick Fanning. Unbelievable matchup, an all-Australian battle. Carmichael, the winner of the Hawaiian Pro last season, setting the pace with an 8.93. We got to look at it again here. Yeah, well, a slow start to it, but that's okay.
Snapper rocks the long wave. You don't give up on it. There, that second turn was beautiful. And you know, it's all about the timing out here at Snapper. If you get in that groove straight away, the wave just allows you to just keep connecting with it, and that's exactly what he did. A couple of big blowtails there. Wade Carmichael's showing a lot of composure right now up against the world's best.
Now still on the move is Carmichael. Late takeoff, he'll check it out and kick out. Priority with Banting. Fanning further down the line. We'll take a look at this one. Looking for an 8.44 here to take the lead. Searing cut back off the lip. He's out of there. So at the moment, Fanning chasing the 8.44. His high mark a 7.0. It's hard to imagine the championship tour without Mick. He's reliable and not just coming back to tour, but he never has a slow year. Always in the top 5 pictures. We watch Matty Banting. A couple of turns to fill in the gaps on the tail end, trying to break the combination pots.
Yeah, it's going to come down to wave selection for Matty Banting. He needs to find himself on the good ones. And that's exactly what Carmichael's doing.
Staying active, that's right, pots up and out. It's cool when you see the different approaches here. Some people not even worried about priority, and they'll just keep rolling. Sometimes it's just according to the waves. A lot of options at Snapper Rocks. And quickly, Carmichael's thinking about another move here. Looking to better a 6.5. High line wrap for Carmichael. Blows the tail out and he'll go down.
You know, I think for the younger guys, they've got to adopt that free surf mentality. And I think you've got to go out there.
Everyone started writing this kid's name down. More action on the way. This is Matty Banting representing Port McCrory. Just a little float, quiet little wave as he's staying active. Trying to break through the combination. What kind of role is Banting going through right now, Potts? Qualifying for the tour, having his rookie year stopped short with injury. Back to this one with Fanning up. Lay back blowtail to start off the roof. It's all setup work to set up this open face. Quick jam off the top. Plenty wave reeling through the inside. Sets that rail. Full roundhouse wrap for the 3-time world champion. There's the classic signature body torque wrap that Fanning became famous for, and he'll just glide through the inside. Loving his local lineup today. Forehand hook in the pocket. He still has more room. Stalling and looking for a finish. Slams it shut. On his way to the inside corner for the runaround. Fanning with the lead now. Previous wave in 8.87. Lowest score, the 7.0 with 8.45 remaining.
Well, say goodbye to that number, that 7.0, because Mick Fanning just dropped another bomb. And
thousands and thousands of times, especially with the jersey on. 2-time winner at this very event on his home break. Right before we took that break, he dropped an 8.37.
Yeah, well, I knew that was going to be a big score. I mean, his backup was a 7. That first turn was ridiculous. And, you know, I think Mick is looking sharper than he was last year. I think, you know, the time that he's put in, like I said, I've seen clips of some snippets of his training. He is just as fit as he's ever been and surfing. I think better this year than he was last year. A little bit more conviction on that wave, a little bit more intensity. You know, he's not giving up. He's not looking like making any kind of mistakes whatsoever. You know, you see some guys catch a wave and you're sort of almost waiting for them to fall off. Mick Fanning doesn't look like that. He doesn't look like falling off at all. Looks solid under his feet. That first turn was ridiculous.
We got to slow it down one more time.
Yeah, watch how the timing right here, as he hits it perfectly, then releases that back foot. Look at the flex in the body there. That's core strength from Mick Fanning. The knees are bent. Everything is just over the front of the board. Lets that tail slide, regathers, and comes off the bottom again in perfect position. So Mick Fanning just nailed that one.
We've seen a lot of maneuvers evolve over the years, especially the blowtail off the top. There's a new school movement where we saw every grommet start blowing fins on every little section. But when Mick Fanning does it, he can fit it in with power and control. He's not just doing that as a finishing move. He can do it at any point on this wave at Snapper Rocks.
That he does. And he does it and flows into the next turn as well, which is even harder.
Now down the line is Matt Banting. Blowing the fins out. He'll stomp that into a slow motion reverse. Still looking to make a serious comeback. Wrapping cutback on the inside. Further out the back. Fanning's getting underway. Now hitting the 5-minute warning. Mick decides to kick out. He's got a gigantic lead. 17.24 combined total. Carmichael, remember, had the 8.93 a while ago. It's keeping him in the game. So with 3:25 to go, Strider noticing just the reaction from Matty Banting on road to comeback. Trying to break a combo. He's stalling. He's looking to ramp up. He's got the speed for a takeoff. He just needs something to lift off. Flying through the inside. He'll go for a front side float. Now down the line, another lofty floater. Just left chasing a big section and not finding it once again. Now catching up to Carmichael on an end section floater. He's out. Wade's running out of time to turn this one. Remember, this is non-elimination round. Second and third reseeded into round 2. As we knew, Carmichael, Banting would be forced to deal with huge seats. Fanning finished runner-up in the world last year. It is always super dangerous. This is what Wade did out the back.
Yeah, beautiful. Just, you know, that slicing cutback, that heavy back foot again, as we talk about. He puts so much power into his surfing. The speed that he carries right there, perfect timing. Got a little bit of a sort of air up and over that lip there. Knew that's not going to be enough and kicks out of it. So Wade needs something amazing, and then Matty Banting needs something amazing double.
This is Mick just up and out. He'll hold his priority and a huge total out front with now 2:10 remaining on the clock. We know former big wave champ Pete Mel loves looking at surfboards. Probably his favorite thing. How does Mick Fanning's board look for you, Pete?
Looked amazing, and that's why I kind of had to dig around and found Darren Hanley, and Hanley was telling me that this year there's a change in rocker from what he's done the last 4 years. I guess Darren's saying, hey, if you're not going for world titles, let's change up these boards and make them a little bit more spicy. So the deal is that the bend in the rocker is now through the middle of the board, which allows for a lot more curve in that middle part, starts to surf more off that front foot. And Mick Fanning just turning and wrapping those turns. He's already quick, but this one actually adding a little bit more spice to that arc, and it seems to be a major difference and a change for me and what I've seen.
And he's an interesting one. We've been talking about priority. Fanning's been holding first priority for about 60% of this matchup, and it's been going his way. Staying active as he's up again, getting a ride into the beach. The local boy, a hero to everyone around the world, but especially here at Snapper Rocks, where it all started for the 3-time world champion. He'll take a huge win in front of his hometown crowd and fly into round 3.